ACCUSTATS Video Production presents from Chesapeake, Virginia, the 20th annual U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. I'm Bill Incardona, along with probably one of the most knowledgeable men in the world when it comes to pool. They call him Weenie Beenie. His real name is Bill Staton.
Thank you, Billy. It's a pleasure to be here. And this is really quite a return for me, this U.S. Open Championship. Barry Behrman, who is the host of this tournament, I kind of feel like that I turned him out. What I was saying, 20-some years ago, he came to my tournament in Northern Virginia, and he says, Bill, I want to do this in the Tidewater area. And he began the U.S. Open Championships here in Norfolk, and it's one of the best tournaments we have on the tour.
It certainly is, Weenie Beenie, and it is the longest running tournament on the tour. And I think we're going to have quite a match in store for us here. Efren Reyes against Francisco Bustamante. Efren Reyes unarguably the best player in the world today, and just perhaps the best player who have ever played the game.
There's no question about that. He is just, without a doubt, one of the best all-around players. But he's got his hands full tonight. I think it'll be a very, very tight match. His opponent is Francisco Bustamante. He's also from the Philippines, now residing in Kiel, Germany. He's 31 years old, and I've watched this guy play, and he is a force to be reckoned with. And I expect it to be a pretty close match.
Well, Efren has really played two superb matches on the feature table the last two times he's been at the feature table. And it was only a couple hours ago that we watched him play his match against Takahashi from Osaka, Japan. He didn't make one mistake in the match. On ACCUSTATS, he probably would have shot 1,000. I believe he scratched on the break. Other than that, he didn't make a mistake. But he starts this match out by missing the one ball in the corner. What's that tell you?
He had a pretty fair shot, but it's highly unusual for him to shoot with the bridge. That's one of the few times I've seen him shoot with it. And ordinarily he either reaches it left-handed, and by the way, I've never seen him miss a shot on the times that I've watched him shooting left-handed.
And that's a good observation on your part, Beanie. I really very, very seldom see Efren shooting a shot with the bridge because of that very reason. He's ambidextrous. He shoots with either hand, probably almost equally as well. If that's kind of hard to believe, but like Beanie said, he's never seen him miss a ball left-handed. Either have I. And I've played him a lot of pool, and I've watched him play a lot of pool, and I've never seen him miss a ball using his left hand. But in the meantime, Bustamante, eager to be at the table.
I think he came out with the shot there. He was very close to that. I'm pretty sure he's got a pretty good shot here.
He has to be careful that he doesn't foul the cue ball after pocketing the 4. It's a real quick stroke he had to use there. Now he's in pretty good line for the 5. The 6 sits to the left of the 5. The 7 near the foot spot. It's very important to jump out with the early lead, particularly when you play a player like Efren Reyes.
Efren Reyes, without a doubt, one of the greatest players I have ever seen watch the game. And I think if they rotated a break, he would win about twice as many tournaments. The only weakness that he might have is his break.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Other than that, I just think he just does everything a little bit better than most everyone. I saw him earlier practicing. And meanwhile, Bustamante is running out here, and of course, I'll concede this. I'll give him this. I saw Efren throw the balls up there, and all 15 of them, and he ran 2 consecutive racks in rotation. That'll give you an idea of the ability that man has.
And you mentioned that's the weak part of his game. That's the weakness in his game. It's the weakness in his game. He really doesn't have a weak part of his game, though. He has a decent break, but not a real strong break. If anything is weak in this game, it is his break, but I don't even think that's that weak. But he plays all other areas of the game so well that you have to try to find something, to pick apart, and then it's his break. Bustamante, on the other hand, has one of the best breaks in the world.
Watch this break, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if he can hit that. That wasn't one of his best, although he made the ball, and looks like no, he did not get a shot. He is tied up on the 2 ball. That was not one of his best breaks. Let me Billy, are these the only 2 undefeated players left?
No, Johnny Archer is another player that's undefeated. He just defeated, I believe, in his last match, he defeated Rodney Morris And now he's the only undefeated player left on the upside of the bracket of the flow chart. This is the bottom of the flow chart, which seeds Reyes and Bustamante. Now the winner of this match will play Archer to see who will play in the finals. So therefore the winner of this match is guaranteed to no worse than third place.
Meanwhile, Bustamante just pushed out here, leaving Efren a very makeable shot, but the 3 ball is the red ball that he's looking to see if it'll pass by the 8 ball, the black ball there on the left-hand side. And even if he makes this 2 ball, I don't think he'll have a very good shot at this 3 ball.
And there really isn't an accessible route for position for the 3, so therefore that's one of the reasons why Bustamante pushed in the position that he did. Not only is a 2.5 difficult shot, but attaining a shot on the 3 is almost impossible. Ray is at the table pondering over the situation. I don't know what he has in mind, but very shortly we're going to find out.
Well, he elected to play safely, and you know, it was a little bit of a ragged safety, but it worked out quite well.
Yeah, it certainly did. And Bustamante, if anything, has a cross-corner safety off the 2 ball, but I think that's fraught with pearl because of the position of the 6 and also of the cue ball. If he opts to bank 2 ball cross-corner in a safety fashion, he may run into the 6 with the cue ball. You know, it seems like a haphazard type of a shot to even think about executing. So he's in a pretty big problem. He has a pretty big problem right here, Beanie.
I believe he's going to go, like you said. I think he tried it across corner. Look at this shot. He got a little unlucky with position here. I don't think this is quite makeable. It seems to be below the side pocket there. Let's take a closer look there.
How about if we get a close-up of the 3 in relation to the side pocket? Can we zoom in on that? Is there any way we can do that? It's beyond the side pocket as Beanie described it, so therefore Bustamante once again has problems. Let's see how he deals with this.
He's trying to bank it across corner, I believe.
And also the position of the 8 makes that a possible billiard. Since there really isn't much future in this shot, he wants to give himself as much action as possible. So therefore, I believe that's one of the reasons why he elevated, possibly to try to make the 3 cross side and give the 8 some action.
I believe he's going across corner.
Oh, cross corner was where he was going, almost making the 7. 3 ball now coming to rest and leaving Reyes a combination 3-6. It's not really that easy of a shot, but for Reyes, an excellent shot maker, this might be even routine.
I don't think that's quite routine there, Billy. That's a little bit more difficult angle. If you notice the 2 balls that are furthest up there on the left-hand side of your screen, the red one being the 3 ball, which is his object ball, and the green one behind it. He doesn't have a very good combination with this ball.
But he cuts balls so thinly.
I think he's elected to try to make the 7 ball. That's exactly what he tried to do. Now see the roll. He's got a shot, but it's not a real easy one. But if he could make this ball, I think he'd be off and running. Folks, you see the 3 ball is the red one right in between the 5 and the 4. And he's a long ways away, and he's got to pocket this red ball down in this right-hand corner pocket where the chalk is there. And he's got to draw the ball. Let's see if he can do this. This is not an easy shot. But Efren Reyes makes it look easy. He has gotten in line now. He just going to pocket the 5 ball up here in the right-hand corner pocket where the chalk is there. Drawing the cue ball, not quite where it is right now, about halfway down that area. There you go.
Now this is a crucial shot here. The 8 is lying very closely to the 9. He would like to have a position on the 8 where he doesn't have to interfere with the 9. So therefore he has to play pretty accurate position on the 8.
You notice the angle that he got on the green ball where he could come back just for the 8. He's a little bit hard.
Well, he's on the proper side of the 8, no question about that. And once again, he showed us that 9 ball is a game of skill, believe me, and Efren Reyes has all the skills one could possibly have, and he plays this game probably as good or better than anyone in the world today. A lot of players would have fallen short of the mark. They're having to deal with the 9 and create a problem for himself. Efren Reyes has the confidence that he has complete control of direction and also speed of the cue ball. He illustrated that. He wins game number 2. The match is tied up 1 game apiece.
Well, we got a little break in the action. I might tell you how Efren Reyes got to this point in this tournament. He beat Jimmy Kahn 11-6. He beat a young man from Japan, Naue, 11-7. He beat Don Polo 11-1, and Don is a very good player. He beat his fellow countryman Leonardo Andam 11-7, and he beat another Japanese player whom beat Earl Strickland. Efren beat Kanikiki Takahashi 11-1. This will give you an idea of the awesomeness of this man.
Oh, there's no question about it. He is totally awesome. Notice the position of the 4 and the 5 on the upside of the table near the foot, near the end rail. The 3, though, is positioned in front of the 4 and the 5, so therefore he does have a ball conveniently placed in the 3 ball to deal with the 4 and 5 if he has an opportunity to shoot the 3. He would have liked to attain an angle on the 2 where he could have played position for the 3 to shoot in the upper left-hand corner. Then the cue ball would have then naturally went into the 4 and the 5. He would then alleviated that problem. But now he has to handle it a little bit differently.
The reason he got this poor position, I would say, is because he could not hit that ball quite enough. He hadn't hit the rail first. He just took what he had. He took what
was restricted
was offered, yes.
in what he had with the 1 ball. Now he's going to have to really do something extra special if he has it in his arsenal to deal with the 4 and the 5. Let's see what he does. Oh, I see. I didn't notice that.
I didn't see the shot. Even the crowd is applauding the innovativeness of that shot. That was quite a shot there. I did not see it.
You know, the most beautiful part of it is that, you know, a lot of players probably wouldn't realize the shot was available, but the high risk it carried with it, it was just too much to shoot it. Reyes has the ability and the confidence to shoot that type of a shot, and the evidence is it's gone, it's off the table, and that's.
Efren is smiling with a kind of a boyish, sheepish, embarrassed look on his face. When he misses the ball, he's almost you know, I can't believe it, I'm embarrassed that I missed it. He's still kind of smiling about it. And now he'll clean up this mess with a 7-9 combination and takes the game number 3. He now leads 2 games to 1.
This to play the 3 off of the 4 or the 5 is so hard to do. I mean, how can I can't draw my hand back to do that. I just couldn't do that.
Well, the 1 ball was quite I mean, it wasn't that great a shot, but it was a shot that he took what was offered. He could not do any better. Now, if he elected to try to do something else, I think he would probably have missed the ball. But he just took what he could make, and you know, the 2 ball didn't seem like a very difficult shot, but I did not see the combination, I mean the kiss shot off the 4-5.
And well, to sum it up, he really got the maximum out of every shot that he shot once again. This is game number 4. Reyes leads 2-1, breaking the balls, pocketing the 1 ball. He has a shot on the 2, but not a good one. The 3 position near the bottom cushion to the right of the 7.
Yeah, this is not an easy shot, and you see where the 3 ball is. He's got to try to get on the 3 ball, which is the red ball, the closest to the rail as soon as we get a shot. At the right of your screen, you see that's the ball, that's the 7 ball. The next one to the right of it is the 3 ball. So he needs to pocket this 2 ball or either play a safety. You know what I think he was looking at? I think he was looking to play a safety and come into the 7 with the 2 ball and stop it and put the 2 ball behind the 6. No, I think the way he's shooting it, he's elected to try to make it.
He's cutting it in the side. He's going in between the 5 and 7, figuring if he stops the cue ball on the angle that he had his stick on the table, what could he do with the 3? He bypassed that part of the table, and now he's confronted with a decision. Do I go ahead and try to cut the 3 in, or play some sort of a safety? I wouldn't be surprised to see him cut it in, because, like, I really wouldn't, because he thins balls.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. Watch the spin of this ball. he missed it, but I knew he was shooting at it.
He hit it with inside English, and by hitting that particular type of a shot with inside English, you really, you diminish the accuracy of the shot somewhat, and it makes that shot play a lot more difficult. He wasn't able to put the 3-ball down. Bustamante jumps out of his chair. He trails in the match 1-2 with a good opportunity. Bustamante defeated Efren Reyes in the Bicycle Club event 2 years ago. I remember when they met there. Bustamante went on to win that event. It was a race to 9. He really beat him handily. I believe the score was like 9-2 or 9-3. And in an event held by Jim Willard in Chicago or Aurora, Illinois, they played, and Efren Reyes was the victor there, defeating Francisco Bustamante by the narrowest margins, 11-10. I don't believe I remember, just the best of my recollection, I don't remember neither one of these guys meeting in another tournament. I don't recall them ever playing other than those 2 times. But this is the 3rd time that I've had an opportunity to watch these 2 players play. They have 1-1 records. I'm being hit on the back. I guess someone else knows that they played before. I don't know. So I was just informed that they played in the Sands tournament, and it went down to Hill in a race of 13, and Reyes was the victor there, 13-12. So Reyes has a 2-1 advantage in their head-to-head comp.
Well, I might add to that. I can add a lot to that. They played many times in the Philippines, and Efren Reyes beat Bustamante 19 consecutive times in tournament play in the Philippines or in Germany.
Where did you get that information?
I got it from Bustamante himself.
19 straight times?
19 straight victories over him in various play, match play and tournament play. We might check with him after the matches are over to verify that, but he told me, I believe himself that.
That's unbelievable. That's
it
unbelievable.
Is with a player of his caliber. I mean, I think Bustamante was intimidated a little bit, and so Efren would just win from everybody over there, and he was head and shoulders above most everybody else.
Now we saw the real Bustamante break, pocketing 3 balls on the break and coming up with a reasonable shot on the 2. The 3 ball to the left of the 9, 4 ball up table behind the 5. And I don't see any problems out there on this particular rack. Some of these racks play simple, and some of them there's a lot of complexity.
This one is fairly simple now. I'd like to have this. Billy, I know you could run out from here, couldn't you?
Well, from here I could run out.
Okay.
I'll agree with you.
He's just going to shoot the 4, come back for the 5. And he'll just draw the ball back and play the 7 ball. He's got several alternatives. He can shoot it in the corner, or he can shoot it in the side. Let's see which one he elects to do. He's elected to shoot it in the side.
That's a nice draw stroke there.
Yes, it was.
To draw the ball back with accuracy, just like we just watched him do there, it's quite difficult. And sometimes you go past your mark of 6 inches or 8 inches, and it's too far. Then you have to change your plans and go an alternate route. But not that time. Bustamante draws the 7. I think he draws the 5 to the 7 perfectly and wins game number 5. Now takes a 1-game advantage in the match, 3-2. Rodolfo Luat in his match against Earl Strickland also leads in that match 3-2, but he's shooting the 9 now, so therefore that'll give him a 3-2 advantage.
While we have a little break in the action, I might tell you how Francisco Bustamante got to this point. He beat Goggins 11-2. He beat Schultz 11-3. He beat Bill Stevens from Richmond, Virginia 11-7. He beat a fellow countryman, Rodolfo Luat, 11-9. And he beat a very fine young player, Danny Harriman, 11-5. So there you can see the awesomeness of these Filipino players, how good they really are. And I think what makes them so much better than other players is that they play rotation, 15 balls on the table. When they only have 9 balls on the table, it seems like a short rack to them, and they get around the balls extremely well. And there's a little luck factor involved here. Bustamante broke the ball, didn't make the ball. We left after completely sewed up. So Efren has a choice here
Playing for
of
Jamie Goodwin, he won about 7 matches this tournament.
accepting the shot, or he can push out.
Danny, you're going to be on table 6.
Now, Efren's opting to shoot the shot instead of pushing out. Now, watch the position of the cue ball after it's done with the shot. Efren Reyes is such
Folks, I'm going to tell you, that is, you know, ordinarily, the way that ball was sewed up, you would have the other guy to shoot the shot or either push out. Efren just elected to hit it just exactly the way he did, and now he's put Bustamante at a disadvantage. He's got to kick at the ball now.
He just does what he needs to do. Very
And
concise.
sooner or later,
does
it's showing
what
up.
he needs to do.
Yes.
Do you know that Efren Reyes is possibly the best bulk line player in the world?
Yes.
Really?
You know, in
Very
the
well.
Philippines,
He said that there's a guy in India somewhere, he said, in India, that he would like to play.
he would like to play.
Yeah. He said there's a man in India that he would really like to play.
I'm sure it's a guru, right? that knows all the shots.
But when you play bulk line, you develop that good finesse stroke because you're just hitting balls softly and softly. And you develop a real good slow rolling stroke and a finesse stroke, which obviously he has.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful to watch him when he executes shots with that particular type of a stroke. And like I mentioned to Grady Matthews in the preceding match on this table, I said, I really feel that I'm very privileged to be here on Earth when Efren Reyes was here.
Well, you played him many, many times.
Oh, sure, I played him a
that,
lot, yeah.
You played one pocket, and he cut his teeth on you playing one pocket. Now he's the best player in the world.
Yes, undisputedly the best player in the world. And, you know, I'm thoroughly entertained every time I watch him play. It's a privilege to watch him play.
You know, you talked about the bulk line. In the Philippines, he won the tournament so many times they wouldn't let him play in the tournament over there. And the guy that wins, like the guy that's the second best player, he spots him 100 points in a race to 500 straight rail billiards or bulk line. I mean, it's just amazing. This man is kind of like came from another planet. It's, you know, the more you know about this game and to watch him play and the things that he does, he carries it one step beyond everybody else, one rail or one safety or one kick. He's just going to slow roll this forehand. There it is. Now, he made a little bit of a mistake here, but he's going to be upstairs with it. I don't think it'll be any problem for him.
For him, maybe not, but for just a mere moral, you know, like myself, or...
If his ball rolls straight, he'll be all right, which he did. He's going to shoot this 7 and draw straight back. He'd like to position it about where he was. He got a little bit out of line here.
Yes, he certainly did. He really mishit that ball. That was one of the very few balls that I've watched him hit in the last 2 sessions that he hit maybe a little badly, but nevertheless, I think he's going to be able to handle it, which he's done quite easily.
Now, you know, even on that shot, he's put the English to spin on the ball and control the cue ball where it didn't roll very far. A lot of people would see the shot like that and think they had to go over to the rail and back out. So he took the short way out, and it's not easy to do.
Well, I believe that was game number 6, and with the pocketing of the 9, this match is once again knotted up 3 games apiece.
And I think we failed to mention, this is we did mention, this is the U.S. Open. This is one of the quarterfinal matches, and it's a race to 11. And it's now tied up at 3 games each.
Well, Reyes breaks the balls in game number 7. He forgot to push the beat over to tie up the match. Anyways, he does have 3. He broke the ball, stopping the cue ball in the center of the table, pocketing the wing ball. Rail first, going 3 cushions around for a position for the 2. Now the 3 ball is positioned underneath the 9 in a very curious area on the table.
He'll just shoot this 2-ball in the side pocket and drift down here behind the 9. Not behind the 9, but just right there. The closer to the rail, the better.
Gentlemen, let me draw your attention to table number
Okay,
6.
from the 3 to the 5 figured to have been a problem for anyone. Let's see how well he deals with it.
Missouri, please
Looks
welcome
like
once again.
if he's straight in, he's going to have to draw the cue ball back and then spin it up table. If he has an angle, then he'll go directly in between the 6 and the 9 like he's done.
Alice Open winner last year, Mr. Reed Pierce.
He's got about a half of a pocket to pocket the 5 past the 8 in the upper right-hand corner. So therefore, this is the crucial shot in the rack, and he's handled that. The 7 ball sits inside of the right-hand side pocket. The 8 hit sits near the head end of the table. You can see where that is. Reyes Reyes was labeled never a bride but always a bridesmaid until last year when he won the U.S. Open. Not that he hadn't won a major event, but with his ability and the talent that he has, people figured to him to win like a lot of major events. But every time he got in position to win an event, he would finish second.
Well, you know, I take a little exception to that. I don't think they've given him all the credit. Do you know 3 years ago or 4 years ago, Willards outside of Chicago in St. Charles, Illinois, had a combination of 8-ball and 9-ball. And he did one of the most incredible things. This tournament lasted 2 weeks. He won the 8-ball without losing the match, and he made it to the finals of the 9-ball.
Yes,
this was with a strong field. That was an international field.
But once again, he finished second in the 9-ball.
Well, he won the 8-ball, I don't know, and finished second. Nobody else had a record like that. If you put the 2 records together, he was Uno 1. El Magnifico.
But quite frankly, I feel that any time Efren Reyes reaches the finals, he should win the tournament because he's the most talented player in the world. And with his ability and talent, he really didn't amass as many wins as anyone would have anticipated. He was well behind the anticipation of many people in terms of wins, that is.
Well, it's beginning to show now.
Yeah, now, you know, he won the U.S. Open last year. He is our defending champion here, the U.S. Open champion. And since then, he has won 3 major 9-ball tournaments, and he has won a World 8-ball tournament, and he has won also a major straight pool tournament, and he don't even play that game.
Yeah, that just happened about 2 weeks ago in Portland, Maine. They had a straight pool championship, and Efren Reyes, I had never heard of him playing straight pool. He not only won the tournament, he had the high run at the tournament also. Right. And it was very difficult equipment, I understand. The pockets were rather tight, and he had the high run of the tournament, which was 123.
That's exactly
Here's a guy
right.
that does not even play straight pool.
And it was really beautiful to watch because every match that he played, you could visibly see him improving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he took a game that he didn't know how to play, and it was proven by the way he was playing safe. He would try to play the opening break safe when it wasn't the opening break. Whenever he was in a position like that, he would try to go off the end ball and go back up table, where all you need to do is kick behind the rack, open up a couple balls, and jockey for position then.
Billy, I don't want to interrupt you here, but take a look at this layout. The yellow ball is the ball closest to you here in the center of those 3 balls in the right-hand corner. That's the 1 ball. What do you think Efren's going to try to do with this shot?
Well, he's probably going to go rail first and make the 5.
Go ahead.
That way the cue ball will then, well, he went into the 5, directly into the 5, and he fooled me.
Okay.
And he fooled himself because he missed it.
I put you on the spot, too. He was about to make the 5. He just missed the shot. I wanted to see if you could figure out what his fertile mind was going to conjure up there.
Three balls positioned at the other end of the table, so he's going to have to get the cue ball back beyond the side pocket and then obtain an angle on the 2 to drop for the 3 at the other end of the table. He's achieved his goal.
He did exactly just as you said. And he's got an angle where he can drift down there on the 3. He can go either side of this 3 ball. I think he will elect to stay, well, I don't know, the way he's elected to stay on the side to make it simple. He doesn't want to get straight in, which he did.
No, he can play this two ways. He can drag it up the long rail, or he can go cross table. By dragging it up the long rail, he'll assure himself to get away from the cushion. By going across table, he may end up on the cushion. But if he has good cue ball speed, like he showed us that he does have, there's no problem. Well, he's losing his angle. I do believe he does have some angle.
He's got a little bit of an angle, I thought.
This is game number 8. With the pocketing of the 9, the match will once again be knotted up. 4 games apiece.
While there's a little break in the action, I might kind of fill you in on a little history or background of Francisco Bustamante. He is age 31. He is married. He has 4 kids. And how he got to Germany, I have no idea, but he's from the Philippines, but he now lives in Kiel, Germany. Been living there for about 5 years. He is sponsored by Bear Cues from Germany, and he's also sponsored in the Philippines by AMF, which is the American Machine and Foundry Company, Puyat. And he got here by defeating some very tough players, and Bill Stevens, Lou Ott, and Harriman here the last 3, and he's making a good showing here. I told you this was going to be a close match.
Well, I figured it would be a close match, and as we mentioned a little earlier in the telecast, they've played 3 times. Reyes holds a slight edge, 2-1 in decisions, and every time they've played it's been relatively close, with the exception of the Bicycle Club, and that's the one time that Bustamante won. It was in front of the cameras, and I guess the timid Reyes really didn't respond well at that time. But the other 2 times they played, it was a one game difference, 13-12 and 11-10.
Bustamante pocketed a ball, but he doesn't have a shot at all on the 1 ball. I think he can hit it, but I think he's going to elect to roll out on this or push out. The object ball is the yellow ball. It's closest. It's out of the view of the camera right now. He's looking at it. It's all the way down at this end of the table. And he can only see about a third of the ball. Let's see. Looks like he's electing to try to play a safety off of the 1. Probably putting the 1 back about a little ways. And he was trying to get the cue ball there behind, which I think he's going to end up with a safety. He got a little lucky there with that ball. I think he was trying to put the cue ball behind the red ball, where the cue ball there looks like it's almost ready to ask the 3 ball to dance there. But he tried to get behind it, but he got a little fortunate that the 1 tickled the 5 ball going down and ended up without giving Reyes a shot. You know, Billy, I think this is a very key game right here, and this is a race to 11. It's tied up 4-4. I'm going to predict the guy that wins the next game wins this match. Let's just see if I'm right.
He played a rail first and hopes to pocket the 1 in that fashion, but he wasn't able to do that. I don't know if he's left Bustamante a shot on the 1 or not.
He has not. I can tell you from the angle of the camera here, unless that he got extremely lucky there. About as lucky as Bustamante did on the 1 time before. He put him behind the 5 ball. I think the best he can do is try to bank it across the corner or kick at it like that. He kicked at it.
And I think he's put him behind the 5.
He can hit this ball, I believe, from the angle that I see here. I think he can hit it. Now, what he's going to do with it, it would be an extremely thin cut if he cut it down into the corner pocket. Or he could try to play a safety. The way he's looking at this shot, I think he's just going to tickle it and try to put the 1. Well, he hasn't made up his mind.
If he can see the 1 ball, I wouldn't be surprised to see him cut it in, because he's shot this shot a couple times in the tournament already. and with success, I might add. And this is the type of a shot that he really is not opposed to shooting.
Well, I think he's elected to try to play a safety, just hitting it and trying to put it behind the 7 ball in that area. Look at this control. The only bad thing about that shot, if Bustamante can come behind this 1 ball and just stop the cue ball there and knock the 1 down here and leave the cue ball behind the 7. Let's see if he elects to do that. He just left him a nice little window to get through there and try to do exactly that.
He may have made it in the side.
Uh-oh, he did not want to do that.
No, he didn't.
I promise you, if he had not have made that, it would be down here near where the 9 ball is, that you see right there in the center of the table with not much of a shot. He hit it a little bit thick. You notice the cue ball got a little bit, or a little thin, I would say. The cue ball got a little bit away from him there.
I thought that he hit it reasonably well. He was a little unlucky that it went on the side, so the ill-fated Bustamante now looks at this situation, and what is he going to do here? He's elevating, which I don't know what he's going to do. What is he doing? Oh, he's trying to
doing a good shot is all I can tell you.
Yes, he did.
Now, did you even think of that?
No, I
didn't either. You know, it's hard to read their minds, but you look what a tremendous shot that he made there. Reyes has only got one alternative. He's going to hit the side rail over there about a little below the 3rd diamond and try to go into the blue ball. Now, he won't. Oh, well.
It's amazing.
Came close to making it. Had he made it, it would have been what we call a Mickey Mouse layout, one that Billy here, my cohort, could run out.
It's amazing how closely he comes to making those kick shots, or else he makes them with consistency, and he's just so lucky.
I tell you, he makes a lot of that luck.
I know.
Tell me about the kick that he made to defeat Earl Strickland in the Sands Regency tournament.
He was dead in the water.
And the score was tied. Such a stage.
There was no way that he could have made this shot. Now, can you imagine in a major event, in the finals of a major event, or in a race to 11, the score being 10-10, he played safe on I believe it was the 4 or 5 ball, and he played a perfect safe. It inadvertently went into another ball, the ball that he struck, and went into the pocket. Instead of Strickland being behind the ball, he found himself behind the ball with actually nothing to do. He was confronted with like almost an impasse. He didn't have anything to do other than a two cushion kick, which was so unlikely that he would even hit, let alone make. And lo and behold, he made it. And you should have heard the people at the Sands when he made that shot. Oh my goodness! What a shot! What a shot!
Continues to amaze people and entertain them with his ability.
Now, of course, that shot's in the ACCUSTAT video room or in our inventory. So therefore, all you need to do is ask Pat Fleming about that particular match. Well, I'm sure you already heard about it. Everyone in the country's heard about it, so needless to say anymore.
And you can get in touch with Pat Fleming by calling ACCUSTAT Video Productions at 1-800-828-0397.
Bustamante is now in the lead, 5-4, and Weenie Beenie says whoever wins that game will go on to win the match. Let's see how close his prediction is, or how accurate he is with that prediction. 5 ball in the corner. Excellent control of the cue ball. It did get bumped over to the right side of the table. Then a ball hits the 1 ball, sends it in front of the upper right-hand corner. I lost my contact. I can't see if it's pocketable or not.
Yes, I would have to say the 1 is pocketable, and yet you can get position on the 2 ball. He's just going to cut this ball in thin. And the next ball for him to shoot at is the 2 ball, which is the closest to the side pocket on the left-hand side of your screen. He's just going to spin this ball in. Not very hard. Look at this position. He came up on the 2 ball. So he's just going to shoot this 2 into the side. Probably draw back. Pocket the 3 ball, which is hanging up in the right-hand corner pocket. He'll just come off the rail. This he does extremely well. These Filipinos can just shoot from either side, behind their back. They put their leg up in the air and stretch, and they're all short. But he makes it look easy. Efren is sitting there with a very stoic expression on his face, as Bustamante is pretty much in command on this particular game here.
Game number 10, Bustamante already leads by 1 game in the match. With the pocketing of a 9, he will then extend his lead by 2 games, 6 games to 4. And Rodolfo Luat in his match against Earl Strickland on the adjacent table is leading in that match 7-4, and now it's 8-4 Luat. So the Filipinos have certainly have left their mark on this U.S. Open.
You know, there are 8 people left in the tournament, I believe, and how many of them are Filipinos?
There's 3 Filipinos left in the tournament out of 4 that entered. And the only reason the other one's not here is because they face one another. And Reyes eliminated on Dom. So it's really hard to accept that the Filipino players are just better players. Being an American, that is, but of course we have to give them their just due. They are great players, and they are fine people too, by the way.
I'll tell you, I've never seen one of them get out of line, which I like. They're very well behaved, very professional-like, and just good players. It is just amazing. You know that the American players have become much better players since they came over here.
Yes, they have, and the reason they become better players because they more or less change the game somewhat with their ability to kick
and to break the balls too.
And to break the balls
from the position. The Americans always broke them from mostly the center or just off center. But Efren brought over the break from the left or the right side of the table with a few inches off, and that seems to be a lot more effective. Especially if you make a ball, you usually come up with a shot on the 1 ball. If you know the cue ball is not kicked. Well, Bustamante is not very happy with that shot. He came up about an inch short. The object ball is the ball up at the top right-hand part of your screen. It's partially hidden from the 8 ball there. He's going to try to curve it around and make it. Let's see if he can do it. But he's still in a lot of trouble right here with his 5 ball. Now he has really got to hit this hard, go across the table and back. The 5 ball being the orange ball on the right-hand side that you see there. He's going to have to hit it really hard, go across the table and come back. The next object ball is the green ball right there on the right-hand side of your screen.
And this ball will have to be struck perfectly by, I might add, like that.
Boy, he is pretty good. Wow.
Considering the angle that he had on that shot, that's the type of an angle, if you hit that ball slightly, when you hit it the speed that he had to hit it with, it wasn't going to go. But he hit it perfectly. He showed us his, you know, his shot-making ability on that shot.
The applause that you hear is another quarterfinal match going on over here on the next table. Is Earl Strickland won game number 13, but he trails Rodolfo Luat 8 games to 5. Well, winner of game number 11, Francisco Bustamante, and he now leads 7 games to 4. You know, the crowd here is really a knowledgeable crowd here in Chesapeake, Virginia. And this is probably all the players brag on this is the best tournament that they have all year. Barry Bierman, the owner of Q-Master Billiards and the Brunswick distributor here, puts on this tournament. This is the 20th consecutive year.
Yeah, this is without a doubt the best run, best organized, and the best tournament on the tour. You know, it's played with the Simonis 860 cloth. We got beautiful balls, you know, Centennial balls, and the conditions are always really, really great. we have real, intelligent crowds, very, very knowledgeable people show up here because it's been here for 20 years. So therefore, they know when to respond. They know when there's a good shot and when there's a poor shot, and they let the players know how much they appreciate their talents. Okay, Reyes has fallen behind by 3 games. This is the first time in the tournament that he's actually been behind by more than 1 game. Matter of fact, I don't even remember him being behind by 1 game. I'm kind of curious to see how well he responds to this.
Right now, Francisco has made a little bit of a mistake here. If Efren could cut this ball in, now the 2 ball is his next object ball. That's just to the right of his head there. The closest ball to the right-hand corner pocket. The ball closest to the 2 pieces of chalk there you see on the right-hand side there. So he's got to pocket this yellow ball and get position on that. There's a couple of ways to go at this. I think I can't quite tell which way he's trying to go. Look at here, Billy.
It's really beautiful to watch. Well, but he's not out of the woods yet because the 4 and the 9, the 2 balls that are near the bottom cushion, are very close together. The 9 precludes him from pocketing the 4 in the lower left-hand corner. I do believe it'll pass into the lower right-hand corner though, so therefore he does have a pocket for the 4, and he's looking at that now. How he's going to negotiate this problem remains to be seen. How do you play position for the 4 in the lower right-hand corner?
Well, he wants to get the angle on the red ball, which is the ball right there near the spot. He's going to shoot this 2 ball in, and he wants to get an angle on this 3 ball where he can get on that 4 ball. The 4 ball, the only logical place is to pocket it right where he's got his hand. All right, let's see if he gets the angle on the 3. He came up short when I say that.
He's going to probably position the cue ball in between the 4 and the 9 here. I feel that this will probably be his best chance of winning this game. If he opts to go around the table 3 cushions after pocketing the 3,
cushion.
I don't like this shot.
Well, I know it, but just take a look at this. 3 cushions.
I don't like this
rail,
shot.
2 rail. You don't like this shot?
No, I don't like it.
You don't
it's fraught
like
with pearl. He can hit the 5.
I'm
catch
just
in the corner.
All I can tell you, folks.
I don't like that shot at all. But of course, I'm me. And
you like this one, though, don't you, Billy? All right. Folks, he just rolled about 1 inch too far, but I'm sure he can negotiate this. He's just going to draw the cue ball straight down. He wanted to stop about where the spot is. Let's see how close he gets there in that same direction. You like that now, don't you, Bill?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect cue ball placement right there. That shot was almost as good as the last one.
Oh, Lottie, I like them both, I'll tell you.
Yeah, the only one that didn't like those last 2 shots was probably Bustamante, but
I'll tell you, the crowd appreciated it. Just, a shot like that is what puts you in position to win. Now, this is being done under adverse situation where he's, if any mistake right now, I think would cost him the match.
Sure, he's really limited on mistakes that he can make hereafter because he's already trailing by 3 games, 7 games to 4. So that really cuts down on his errors. If he commits 1 or too many errors from this position, he's history. But I don't think he thinks of stuff like that, though. If he did, he couldn't possibly play this good.
I don't know how he could think it because he just he always comes up here. Folks, I'll say Efren Reyes won game number 12, and he now trails 7 games to 5. I'm just kind of laughing at how well he executes. And if he doesn't get exactly where he wants, he goes to plan B. Do you recall, I know you do, where he began from? On the 1 ball, just to come up on the short rail of the 2 ball was kind of fertile thought of how to get around the ball.
Yeah, that was a brilliantly played Iraq, considering the position that he was in.
Did you see how well he hit that break? It was just absolutely. He got a little unlucky that the 2 ball rolled behind the 7 ball.
He certainly did. Anytime you pocket 3 balls on the break, I mean, you're so much of a favorite to come up with some kind of a shot, let alone being hooked.
A lot of players whine and they make faces and they can't stand it. You notice Efren's demeanor there? I mean, he accepts it. And he is pushed out meanwhile and left Francisco with a place where he could play a safety, but I don't think he would try to pocket this ball because he logically cannot get a very good position on the 3-ball. What do you think he's going to do here, Billy?
Well, he may try to position the cue ball behind the 5, sending the 2 to the other cushion. This shot lays pretty natural.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to put the cue ball behind the 5. He's a little unlucky. He just rolled about an inch too far.
If Efren is able to see a portion of the 2 ball, that's all he really needs to be able to see in order to play a nice safety here. I look for him to play a 2 cushion safety, trying to position the 2 ball behind the 7 and reposition the cue ball somewhere in the area where the 4 is.
Made a bad shot.
No, he really missed hitting that ball.
A real bad shot there.
I thought he should have just went ahead and played the safety in the other fashion if it was available. He tried to play safe in that fashion because notice that he had no position on the 3, so obviously he didn't go for the shot. He just opened up the door for Bustamante. He realizes it, and that's one mistake that he couldn't afford. We talked about that he really couldn't afford very many more mistakes in this match. That's one of them. Maybe that's the one that'll be responsible for his undoing if he goes on to lose this match.
This should be fairly routine. He'll just pocket the 4-ball down in this corner, coming back. Oh, near the side pocket there. A little bit of an angle on the 5. And come back and try to keep a little bit of an angle on the 7-ball where you can get down here on the 9-ball. That's exactly what he has done.
Once again, Bustamante stretches his lead to 3 over Reyes, now with the score being 8 games Bustamante, 5 for Reyes. This is a race to 11. It used to be a race to 13. They shortened it for obvious reasons because a race to 13 just took too much time, and they were allotted just so much time to run off these matches, and quite often they ran over the amount of time. So therefore, they shortened the race to 11. In the meantime, time is running out on Reyes.
Well, it's almost a must game for him to win this game that's coming up right here. But, you know, Bustamante is in the driver's seat. Look at the break. Did you see the cue ball just come back and squat in the middle of the table? He got a little unlucky that it came back and was struck, which you have no control over the other balls coming back and hitting it. But a lot of times you get away with the shot if it stops right in the middle of the table. But he hit him solid, but he didn't end up with the shot, I do not believe here. The 2-ball is his object ball. That's the one on the left-hand rail there, up against the rail near the yellow striped ball. He is elected to push out.
He bent over and he was looking at something. I don't know what he was looking at. I don't think anyone else does either, but
he is elected to pass the shot to Bustamante. Well, apparently he's just going to try to play some kind of a safety here. Look.
Was it a legal shot?
Yes.
Was it a legal shot?
Yeah.
He hit the 2-ball first?
He hit the rail first, then he hit the 2. The 2 hit the rail, and he came out behind the 6. Look at that.
I don't think so. I don't think it was a legal shot. Efren looked at the referee and he smiled like it was a
Well,
foul.
he was kind of questioning it, I believe.
Well, can we go back to that shot after this rack is over?
I think it was a legal shot. What our producer says you cannot do that.
We can't go back, but you people at home can go back and just take a look at it once again, and you'll be able to determine then if it was legal or if it wasn't. I don't know, but something tells me.
Efren looked questionable at the shot. I myself thought it was a legal shot. He hit the rail first with the cue ball, then touched the blue ball, and the blue ball touched the rail and he came out. Ooh, looky here, Billy.
He may have left him a billiard on the 9.
Well, is the 9 dead in the upper right-hand corner pocket also?
I don't think so. If anything, he left him a billiard.
You know, it's almost... I think he's going to elect to shoot the billiard, too, the way he is lining up here.
And, you know, he's going all out for the billiard from where he's positioning the cue ball. Sometimes, you know, it's wise to position the cue ball, you know, where there's a built-in safety. He didn't do it. He went all out for the billiard. He could have positioned the cue ball to where he would have gotten very little movement out of the 2 ball. Perhaps if he would have missed it, he wouldn't have left the shot, but that's not what happened.
I'd say he's banking the 2 ball into the 9. And
almost didn't pocket the 9, but he did. And at the end of game number 14, Reyes now trails by only 2 games in the match, 8 games to 6. And Strickland and Luot on the other table, at one time Strickland was trailing in that match 9 games to 5, and now he's only trailing by 1 game, 9 games to 8. So things are starting to pick up here. There's a little bit of a heartbeat in that match, and in this match is starting to get interesting also. He's not getting the corner ball as Bustamante is, but still he was able to pocket a ball and has come up with a shot. He only trails by 2 games, and this rack could very easily be his.
I predict he will run these balls, and he's just going to pocket the 1 ball, the yellow ball there, and just come out anywhere there on the table as long as he doesn't get behind the 8 ball.
You know, this play position for the 3 in the side. It is roll the cue ball toward the direction of the 3. That's why he positioned the cue ball on that side of the table, so he can just very easily do what he's just done. From the 5 to the 6 shouldn't really be a problem. He probably would like to end up kind of like straight in on the 5, I believe.
I think he's going to get a little bit of an angle, just kind of. Well, no, you're absolutely right.
Now he'll draw it back and stay on that line for the angle that he needs to drop nicely for the 7, which is underneath him now on the foot rail. So he'll draw it back, make sure that he ends up with an angle to pocket the 6 on the side and drop nicely for the 7.
That's exactly the angle that he stayed on. He'll just pocket this 6 ball, the green ball, in the side pocket. Bring the cue ball right straight towards you here. And stopping down here on the end rail. That's what he has done. He would like to bounce a little bit, which he did.
And he's gotten enough angle, I believe, on the 7 where he can go forward instead of backward, and that's really the direction he wants to depart. He wants to go forward, which he's done.
Whoa, now.
Watch out.
Whoa,
a little too much angle.
Whoa.
A little too much angle, and he got a little careless there.
Yes, he did. He shot that a little quickly, and he just forced it too hard.
Yes, he got careless. But does he go after the bank here?
I would go after the bank, but I'd also play a half safety when I say that. If I happen to miss it, the 8 ball would be in the middle of the table down there. He's banking it for the corner pocket there. Let's see if he makes it. Now he played the safety. That's exactly where he's supposed to leave it. In the event that he made it, he could have made the 9 ball. But Bustamante has got to make a shot here. I don't think there's a safety here, do you, Billy?
Well, there isn't a safety unless he back kicks the 8, and then there's a possible safety there. But that shot isn't really that easily executed. So therefore, as long as you have a difficult safety, you mount it after the offensive shot.
I think he's going to bank at this ball. I don't think he's going to try to play a safety. No, he didn't.
That's going to hit the 9. If it hits the 9, he's going to leave Reyes a shot on the 8. Not a very good one. Notice the position of the cue ball.
Yeah.
Very close to the side cushion, which actually makes the shot play a lot more difficult.
This shot is so difficult, Efren decided to take a break.
And another reason why the shot's difficult is because it seems to me, from my vantage point, that it's laying on a scratch angle. You know, if he hits the 8 ball thinly, which he needs to do, he needs to hit it very thinly to pocket it, the cue ball will then depart and go up toward the upper left-hand corner. So he has to be concerned about that also.
Meanwhile, it's getting to be showtime on the other table over here in a quarterfinal match. Earl Strickland is right now in the process of pocketing the 9 ball. And you hear the roar of the crowd. The score is now 9-9 in a race to 11.
Earl has really picked up a lot of supporters here at the U.S. Open, and that's surprising because usually when he plays, they support the other player for some reason, you know.
Somehow, of course, the Americans, of course, are pulling for the American player, and the Filipino is a foreigner, unfortunately, but he's a very nice foreigner. And
he certainly is.
Very much of a credit to playing the game. And Earl likes to feed on the crowd booing him and maybe something, I don't know, but he is quite a competitor.
Very fierce competitor. And on the contrary, I believe he likes to feed off of the crowd when they cheer him on and support him.
Yes.
That really pumps him up.
He's just going to cut the blue ball in and tickle the 3 over to the pocket. I'm not sure the balls, but I think the next ball is the one. I can't quite tell there if it's down by the 9 ball or not, but I think it's the 5 ball there. I've just been informed that the 7 and the 9 are the 2 that look like they're dancing together there at the right-hand corner pocket. So I'm not sure how much room there is for the 7 or whether he's going to try to go into the balls, maybe tickle the 9 ball. Well, let's see what happens here. He's going to play the green ball, which is to the left of your screen. He can either play for a bank, which he's looking at right now, or he can go into the 9 ball, take a little chance. Let's see what he's trying to do. He's elected to try to hit the 9. I think it turned out beautifully.
It was a beautifully played shot. Notice that the speed of the shot was played absolutely perfectly. Had he struck it harder, the 9 ball would then come off that side cushion and re-snookered him. That's not what happened. Indication how well he hit.
I'll tell you, this man has lots and lots of talent. He really performed. Earl Strickland wins game number 19 and now leads 10 games to 9 in a race to 11.
You know, he's been fighting on that loser side for quite some time now. He really got beat earlier in the tournament, so he's done most of his playing from the loser side. Every time I looked out there, I just happened to see Earl Strickland there on the tournament floor. So he's played quite a few matches. I believe he's played at least 6 or 7 matches.
I know he's played quite a few. Are you familiar with the player that beat him that's from Japan? I'm not sure the pronunciation of his name. Kunihiko Takahashi. Is that the way you pronounce it?
I think it's Kunihiko Takahashi.
All right, well, I'm sure you got closer than I did. It's the first time I'd ever seen him play. He put Earl on the loser side. And
he plays very well.
I think he lost his next match to...
Reyes, 11-1.
No, it wasn't he. He lost to Reed Pierce tonight, I believe. Reed Pierce ran the first 6 racks.
Yeah, that was his last match. He lost to Reed Pierce.
Oh, I see. You're right.
The match
You're
that
right.
followed the Strickland match was with Reyes.
Yeah, you're right.
And then he was defeated handily 11 games to 1. And Reyes is really having his problems out there this evening, trying to bank the 9 in the upper right-hand corner, not even coming close to the pocket. So therefore, he's really played a subpar performance.
And the winner of game number 15, back to our feature match, is...
no, we're back to the Luat table.
No, we're
again,
back over there.
And that match is 10-9 in favor of Strickland. Luat kicking, and kicking well.
He kicked, but he left him a shot, I believe.
That could be curtains unless the 3 and the 4 are tied up from our vantage point. We're quite a distance from the table. And we're back at the feature table.
Bustamante breaking.
One on the
ball
side.
on the side.
2 narrowly missing the side. Ending up somewhere around the center of the table. I don't believe he can pocket the 2. The 5 precludes him from being able to pocket it in the corner. He doesn't have a shot on the 2, so he's going to either have to push out or play some sort of a safety. In the meantime, Strickland plays an excellent safety on table number 2 against Luot, leaving him behind the 4, opening up the rack now. If Luot errs here, it should be all over. Now let's see what Bustamante is going to do with the 2 ball. Crossing it, he's missing it on the short end. It's leaving Reyes an opportunity, which he desperately needs, trailing by 9 games to 6. So Reyes has had his chances in this match. He's not playing with the, with the confidence in this match that I've seen him play with in his other matches. He seems a little timid, but yet he's played, beautifully. He's had flashes of brilliance, and then he...
A couple of games were uncharacteristic of him. Well, he's elected to get an angle on his 5 to go 3 rails and to play position on the green ball, right where he placed the chalk on the table down there.
But it's the correct way, because he'll fall short of the bottom cushion by going deeply into the lower right. That'll leave him with an ideal angle on the 6 if he hasn't hit it too hard, that is.
And what he wants to do here is just shoot the 7 in and go forward about 2 inches. Let's see if he goes forward 2 inches. There's 1 inch, 2 inches.
2.5. 2.5. I saw it.
I would have to ask for a measurement. He'll just shoot the 8 ball in, force the cue ball right down here at the end rail. And coming off the end rail, just a freckle. And Billy, I think I can handle this one.
Okay, very quickly we'll go to table number 2, where Luot is trailing in his match against Strickland 9 games to 10. Strickland at the table. The 3 ball, the red ball, will be the ball he'll be trying to pocket. The 4 ball is at the same end of the table, close to that upper left-hand corner pocket. If he's able to roll this 3 ball very softly into the corner pocket, this match could be his.
He pocketed it.
Watch out.
Went a little hard, but he's got a shot.
He's got a shot, very makeable. The 5 ball isn't off the side cushion far enough for him to be able to pocket it in the side. Reyes breaking the balls, pocketing a ball on the break. Strickland shooting at the 4, pocketing that.
He's going to be down on the rail there.
The suspense is still in the Luot-Strickland match because of the position of the cue ball in relation to the object.
All he has to do is pocket this ball, and it's history.
It's not an easy shot. It's not an easy shot.
He made it look easy.
Reyes at the table shooting a very long shot on the 1 and pockets the long, difficult shot on the 1. Luot sitting in his chair watching Strickland preparing to eliminate him. He's talking now. He's talking to the ball, Strickland that is. Looks like he's got a good angle. Reyes pocketing the 2, Strickland pocketing the 8. Coming down table, he's getting pretty close to the 9 here, Beenie. What's going to happen? Oh my!
He got a little lucky there.
He didn't intend to get that close to the 9. As a matter of fact, he's going to watch the foul here. Watch the foul. Watch the foul.
No, he's not going to foul in.
It's over.
The applause you hear is for Earl Strickland, who defeated Rudolfo Luot 11 games to 9 after trailing at 9 to 5.
I don't know. I think Reyes may have gotten a little bit too far, too far down table for the billiard here.
I think he's going to play the combination, not the billiard. Yes, he's elected to play a combination.
Maybe he's going to play it off. Oh, okay, he did play the combination. And with the pocketing of the combination, Reyes finds himself only trailing by 1 game in the match, 9 games to 8. So therefore, you know, we've seen some pretty exciting pool here tonight.
I'll tell you, you folks, I know you're going to be able to see some of this on the videotapes, but it's nothing like being here. This is really the crowd. We have a sold-out crowd, a standing room only, and everybody is just having a great time. And you're seeing some of the greatest pool you could possibly find.
All right, let's concentrate on those other 2 matches now, please.
You know, Strickland fell behind 9 games to 5. And he's only won 6 consecutive games in that match. Reyes breaking the balls, pocketing a ball. No, he hasn't pocketed a ball in the break. Matter of fact, he's come up dry. The cue ball is down there, the nameplate, the Brunswick nameplate. 1 ball to the left of the foot spot, about 6 inches on this side of the foot spot. 2 ball near the upper right-hand corner. If he pockets the 1, he's going to go into the 9. This is a very dangerous shot, a very difficult and dangerous shot to shoot.
He looks like he's shooting at it. This is a possibility of a scratch over the shot.
After pocketing the 1, he may go into the 9 or possibly even the 7.
Let's watch the cue ball. Ooh, boy, he dodged it. And look here, what a roll he got. Just perfect.
He's a very determined man. Every time he plays Reyes, it's a very competitive match, and that's proof alone, you know, how determined he is when he plays his countryman, his hero, his peer.
Well, I'll tell you, youth will prevail sooner or later.
That's inevitable.
Reyes, it's still a long ways to go, though, for him to catch up with him. Even though if he loses his match, he is not out of it.
Okay, that's decent. I mean, he could have gotten down a little farther.
Not bad. He can just play perfect 2-rail position here on the 5 ball. 1 rail, 2 rails, just straight into 5 on the side. 5 in the side, go forward about 1 inch or stop right there. He ended up there. You can shoot this and get an angle on the 7 or just get straight in on the 7. It really doesn't make any difference here. He elected to get a little bit of an angle. What's the reach that this guy has?
He's going to draw to the side cushion and stay above the 8. No, he's going underneath it. If he's able to put down both the 8 and the 9, he will then find himself in the hill position, leading 10 games to 8, needing only 1 game to be the only other undefeated player in the tournament.
Look at the control of that ball there, Billy. And the winner of game number 18 is Francisco Bustamante. He now leads Efren Reyes 10 games to 8.
He needs 1 more game to be the only other undefeated player other than Archer in the tournament, and if he's able to get it, he will be guaranteed no less than 3rd place, and that's pretty enviable position to be in right now.
You know, these tournaments are getting tougher and tougher to win. I mean, there are so many good players out here that, well, if you win one, you have got to be an outstanding player and have a few breaks go your way. Bustamante breaking.
Corner ball. 1 ball also. He wants the 1 to fall. That is Reyes, not Bustamante. Because if the 1 hadn't have fallen, then it would have been in front of the upper right-hand corner. But he pocketed 3 balls on the break. Notice the position of the 9 in relation to the 2. It looks like it's sitting in line for a possible billiard. And he'll be trying to pocket the 2 in the lower right-hand corner. Then the cue ball will go into the direction of the 9. I look for him to pocket the 2 and possibly even the 9 on this shot. I think both balls he'll give both balls some action on this shot.
He just wants to make this 2-ball. That's one thing that he'd like to make.
Well, he narrowly missed the 2 and narrowly missed the 9. Reyes very surprised to come back to the table, trails by the score of 10-8. It's up to him. I mean, does he have it? I mean, can he reach back and come with 3 consecutive wins here? This is going to be tough.
He has got a tough shot to begin with here. He is jacked up over the 5-ball. No, apparently he's got a little better. He's just going to try to cut it up into the left-hand corner pocket. Let's take a look at it. He split the wicket with it.
And it looks like this game is going to be his, and it's going to be 10-9.
You know, that shot was not an easy shot, Billy. He made it look easy. Made it look real easy, but it was not an easy shot under the circumstances. Trailing 10 games to 8 in a major tournament and a quarterfinal match. He made it look easy. Now, the main thing here, he's going to pocket the 5. He does not want to get straight in on the 6-ball, the green ball being right there on the rail in the middle of the table. So he's going to stay back where he can come off the rail with it.
Yes, he walked around prior to shooting the shot, looking at the 6 very meticulously, figuring out exactly where he needed to be to simplify the remainder of the rack. And chances are he did exactly what he intended to do. He's come up a little bit short now. He's left himself a little thinner than he wanted to leave himself. Now he has to come with a little bit of a shot here.
Just slow rolling this, cutting it in the corner pocket. Oh, it split the wicket. He's still got a little bit of work to do. Of course, I think he can handle this.
Well, he's still in it, 10-9 in favor of Bustamante. Reyes will be breaking the balls in game number 20. Look at them knotted up at 10 games apiece. And everyone here in attendance would like to see him do just that, because what's better than a 10-10 match, a cliffhanger? I mean, nothing. I think that's the optimum.
This crowd is getting their money's worth. The 2 quarterfinal matches here on the winner's side, one was on the loser's side, but it went up to 9-9, of course, and Earl Strickland winning the last 2. And this one is 10-9 now. Can't get it any better than that.
One ball on the side.
8-ball in the corner and another ball, but he did not get a shot.
Well, the 6-ball came in between the cue ball and the 2-ball. Had the 6-ball not come in between the cue ball and the 2-ball, that's what may appear to have been a semi-difficult shot would have been probably pocketed by Reyes. But the 6-ball spoiled that, so he's going to have to do something differently here.
Where would you roll out here, Billy?
Well, the position of the 4, which will be the next ball, is near the 9 on this end of the table. What he's going to do is, I don't know. This is a tough rollout here. I would roll out to the right side of the table over here and play the 2-ball on toward the left side of the cushion, sending the cue ball straight down, possibly behind the 5. But I would leave myself a lot of distance so that shot doesn't play as easy as I described it. I will roll to the right side of the table and leave distance.
That's exactly well. No, he's going. Well,
okay, well, he's trying to tie up to 5-9. Well, he may have put it dead.
But right here, would you accept this shot, Billy?
No, I would not.
The object ball is the blue ball, all the way down at the end of the table, right there.
No, there's no safety equity in this shot. I would not accept this shot. There's no safety equity in this shot at all.
You know, the only one that I see is to just thin the ball, put it over on the side rail, and bring the cue ball back down here to 5-9.
I don't like what he's done, and I think he's going to pay for it. There's no safety equity in the shot. He's left Reyes a shot on the 2, room to bridge between the 5 and the 9. And the cue ball and the 2-ball suggest to me the angle that it's on. He'll be able to play position for the 4. After doing that, it looks like he'll be able to clip the 9, opening up the 9 from the 5. He could very easily get out this rack.
He would like to get this cue ball near the side pocket. Ooh, he hit it badly.
He certainly did. He needed to cut that
really
ball more than that. He hit it too thickly.
You see where the cue ball has ended up is in a very poor position.
Had he struck that ball where he needed to, the cue ball would have ended up somewhere in the area of the right-hand side pocket. You know, and it's nowhere near there, which is an indication that he hit it thickly and poorly. And now Bustamante is at the table, and he has a couple options now.
Well, I got a feeling that he's going to try to put the cue ball behind the 7-ball there.
That's one option.
No. He put it behind the 6 ball. Well, that was close.
Yeah, well, he had a lot more options than that, too.
He had several ways. There's many different ways that you can take. So he elected to put it behind the 6. I thought it was just as easy to put it behind the 7. But this way, you know, even if he doesn't, well, if he did let him see it through the 6 ball, the 2
Let's
ball
get a
would have been
close-up of the 5 and 9, Rick. And let's take a look at it. It looks like it's a pretty easy combination. No reason to move the 4. Oh, that's one of the very, very few times you'll ever see Efren Reyes miss a kick
in the ball,
especially one that simple. So therefore, his performance in this particular match was subpar, I do believe, especially when you compare it against the matches that he's played up to this point. Now, what Bustamante wants is he wants to end up with a straight-in shot on the 4. So all he'll need to do then is pocket the 4 and draw the cue ball cross table to where he can play the 5-9 combination.
He's just going to roll forward about 6 feet, come down here. It's rolling, it's rolling.
No, that's not good.
He did not. Well, he's got several alternatives here. He's not exactly where he wanted to get.
No, that's not good. So he's going to have to go into the 9 here.
He can shoot the 4 and draw the cue ball under the 9 there, but you know that's taking a high risk.
Yes, it is. He's going to. So therefore, there is a little suspense left in this match. If it goes under the 9 and he hits it thinly, the 9 will then get very little movement and possibly stay in front of the 5. But if it gets deeply behind the 9, there's a chance that he can move it out of the way, just brushing the top part of the 5 and leaving himself with a good shot. But there's nothing that's guaranteed in this shot at all, so therefore, funny things can happen from this position.
He's drawing it into the 9 ball. Let's see what happens.
Okay, he drew it and he hit it with enough speed to move the cue ball away from the 9. At least he assured himself he wasn't going to be behind the 9.
Watch this shot at a crucial time. Behind his back, if you get a shot of this, his right leg is sticking up in the air. All he has to do is make this ball. He'd have a pretty good shot. They are so ambidextrous, it's unbelievable. They shoot behind their back, the left-handed. Oh, Billy was referring to our cameraman, Rick Boley. I got to compliment him. His job is not like ours. He doesn't get a lot of credit. Rick Boley used to live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He's our cameraman, bringing you all these nice pictures. He now lives in Key West, Florida. I'm going to give him a hand near the end of the tournament here, near the end of the match. Rick, we congratulate you and thank you. Meanwhile, Bustamante has this 9 ball for game, set, and match.
Well, with the pocketing of the 9 and then the head-to-head confrontations between these two gentlemen will then be knotted up at two each. But no, it's Francisco Bustamante. It'll be knotted up at 2 each. Francisco Bustamante winning in this particular match, and now he's earned his right to meet Johnny Archer in the finals of the winner's side. That'll be held tomorrow. Efren setting up the shot again.
He cannot believe that he missed this ball. Now, how many people at this point would get up here after just losing a very tough match and practice the shot? Efren Reyes, that's what makes him so great. Billy, it's been a pleasure.
Johnny Archer's to the right of us now, and he said he don't play Bustamante. I don't understand. Why don't you? Wait a second. I was under the impression that you and Bustamante were the only 2 undefeated players left. Tell me how the format is designed now.
Okay, the format is designed for TV that, okay, from here out, if Francisco or I lose one time, we're out of the tournament.
In other words, if you lose one match, you're out. If he loses one, now where does that put Reyes?
Reyes, if he beats Strickland, he's in the same position that we are.
So therefore, by him losing this match, he's penalized by having to play an additional match.
Exactly. That's what he's penalized. And the same with Morris when I beat him.
And then who do you play tomorrow, your first match?
I think I'm going to have to play either Strickland or Reyes, the winner.
That's not a very enviable task.
No.
But of course, I think you're ready for it anyways. You've been playing very well. So what can I say? Anyways, thanks a lot for filling us in on what is what and what is right, because I was totally, totally misadvised.
Right. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Johnny, thank you a lot. And good luck to your match tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Beenie, it's been a pleasure doing this match with you, and it was really an exciting match. I think the performance on Reyes' part was a little subpar, but Bustamante responded well, and it'll be him and Archer with the only two players without Ross, and therefore they have to play one less match.
All right, I got to say this when you're signing off here. Remember who I picked to win this match if you won at 19?
That's right.
That's one. I'm marking up one for you.
If your football picks were that good, you'd be really smiling.
Football picks today, ladies and gentlemen, we're 4 for 4 losers. So don't try those. Once again, if you'd like to order some ACCUSTATS video productions, we have lots of events: straight pool, non-ball, one pocket, back pocket, non-ball, trick shot. Number is 1-800-828-0397.
And on that note, we'll bid you a good night. So on behalf of Bill State, Bill and Fernando, thanks a lot. We'll see you probably tomorrow with, I guess, Reyes and Strickland. What else?